penalty kill, the power play, obviously. I thought I was working on it the third or fourth day. I thought Yogi and Footy had a really good presentation. It's important to give guys, the guys that haven't played power play, penalty kill here, some information on what to do, and I thought that helped. I thought some good efforts from some of the kids, and still got some summer hockey way to get out, like a lot of turnovers, little kind of plays in the middle of the ice that Seeloffs was there to clean up for us. I thought he played really well. So I think I expected. I was happily. We just got. There's just as a coach you get worried about. We got to get the summer hockey out now, and that's probably the only thing that we got to really start to dial in.
Neil's mentioned that power play goal that he scored, something they've seen in Abbotsford, those same three guys making that pass and play with Willen and Carlson and Huglander. For you to see the development that we talk about so much in Abbotsford actually happen on the ice, what's it like as a coach to see, that chemistry is something they developed down there?
Well, I think it's important, because when you give them information and you practice it and you apply it, and then they see it and they execute, that's really what I look at exhibition games, is giving players information and, whether it's an initial regroup, whether it's a forecheck, where we within reason where we want you to go. Obviously, your creativity, and you got to do what you got to do. But I thought they took the information, they saw what Seattle was doing, and that was a play to do. When Seattle, they rushed 2 out, and that usually means the middle's open, and they saw that. I think that's just growth and maturity.
Hoagie referenced that actually about his goal. That's something they worked on in the morning. That's satisfying as a coach to hear that guys are executing exactly what they've learned. Very
satisfying. I think sometimes as a younger player, even Hoggy last year, he just plays on instincts. Now he's starting to get information, and that's where his hockey IQ starts to. That's our job as coaches, to raise his hockey IQ awareness. And our expectations. When you talk about higher expectations, I don't expect Hoggy to make the same mistakes he did last year. He's going to make mistakes, and I want him to play. He's going to make mistakes. He's still going to get out there, but as a coach, you start to tolerate a little less because we expect more. And I think he came in. I think he's one of our top. He might be the top shaped guy in our camp, and he's had a really good camp. So good for him.
In similar terms, for like a guy like Lekarmaki, what are you looking for to see if whether he makes it or not? But what are you looking for him in those terms?
Well, I think a lot of people are looking for the shot.
Sure.
They're looking for the passing play, his instincts, and he hasn't. But there was a play down, it was a breakout play. He was the low forward, and he was in great position. He made a great play in the pocket. Right. I look at that stuff because those are the plays that win and lose you games, where you can make those breakout plays. Yeah, he's going to get his chances, and he's elite at that. He's got to continue to work at it. Don't get me wrong; it's the other stuff. And I thought when he made that play, I looked at Footy. I said, that's a high pressured play. I know it's an exhibition game, but I still think that that's the stuff I'd like to see from him.
You talked about he's one of the guys playing in the back-to-back. You mentioned they could be a little bit tired, but you're more focused about their smarts. You kind of mentioned yesterday. Is that kind of what you're mentioning there with Caramack?
Yeah, like a guy like Rats, Rats. I mean, he's 100% of his shift, that kid. So he's got to learn, how, and listen, he played in the minors, and don't they play 3 and 3 nights? I mean, so he's got to use that experience from playing 3 and 3 nights. Good angles, when the time to go and not to, short shifts, good changes. That's usually what you look for a young guy. When they get tired, the focus kind of goes away, and then then you get loose. So I think that we're looking for that kind of, from those guys tonight. Yeah, it's going to be tough sledding for them, but they need that. They need to, if you're going to play the NHL, you got to play back to back. You got to fly 2 hours on a back-to-back game. You might play at 5 o'clock. You might not have 24 hours. Right? There's a lot of factors that throw at you as an NHL. So, it's important that these guys get a taste of it.
With Ratty, you mentioned that, yesterday you used him a couple times, but you just threw him out for face-offs. Yeah. Was that something you've seen in practice, or was that something you talked about with him? Why'd you know Ratty should be out there taking those face-offs?
Well, he's a good face-off guy, first of all. And I that, as a coach, those 3 plays, he won 3 consecutive face-offs in a PK. That is huge for a coach, especially on the right side, which we don't have right-handed shot. Face-off, guys, that's a big, that dot sometimes we get a little, when Lindholm was here, it really shorted up. So if Rats can, push the envelope here and win those, on the right hand, that's a big play. I mean, that's 60 seconds off, there's 2 power plays, 20 seconds, 20 seconds, that's a minute off the starting power play for the other team. That's huge.
And you got Pater and Tolofil out there. Do you have a situation after your goaltenders tonight?
Yeah, I think talk to Marco. I usually like the goalie to play the full game, but I might go 2-1. I don't like the half and half. I think the goalie's cold. You got to give him a chance. So we might go 2-1 tonight.
Any closer on a timeline for Demko?
I heard he had a good day again today. We measure his good days. I don't know if I actually have it. The thing with Denver, we talked about no target dates, just days, and so far it's been consecutive days. I don't know how many, at least 10 or 12 where he's had good days. So that's a positive.
What was it like to be back at Rogers? We saw you get some standing ovations taking practice out in Penticton, but what was it like to be in front of fans at Rogers Arena last night?
Oh, there's a good crowd. I mean, I know there's some, but I thought it was a good crowd. It was loud. It's great. I mean, like I said to you guys last year, just the playoffs alone just, wowed me. And even talking to my friends back home, they thought it was probably the loudest building, one of the loudest buildings in all of hockey. So I think everybody's anxious to see the start of the year. I mean, it's been a long, 3-4 months. So everybody wants to get back to playing hockey.
Best crowd in the National Hockey League.
Dig in right now!
JT Miller's an asshole.
Generational talent.
Thanks for liking the video and subscribing.